Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the Lancashire Hotpots virtual pub quiz? And here's your quizmaster, Dickie Ticker.
Because we are the Lancashire Hotpots, and this is the Lancashire Hotpots virtual quiz Halloween spooktacular. It's going to be very, very scary on the pub quiz tonight. If you want to join us, you're going to need four things. You're going to need a pen, paper, a drink, and some nibbles. If you're playing along tonight with us, type your name in the box below. If there's a couple of you, you've got a team name, type that in as well. And if you can @ somebody on whatever social network you're watching this on, invite a friend, colleague, or even an enemy to join us on the quiz tonight, because it's going to be a spooky, ghostly affair. Right, while you do all that, I'll speak to some ghoulish men indeed. It's the Lancashire Hotpots. First up, it's Bernard Thrasher. Bernard, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you for doing the voice. My name's Bernard, and I'm from Lancashire!
Lovely for you to wake up and join us this week, Bernard. You're looking good. You're looking well.
Yes. What's happened is the skin of my face is just peeled off. Don't need to be scared. And,
you won't have to do any more shaving anyway. That's for sure.
That's right. Yeah, and it's given myself like a glossy look.
Finish.
It's a good complexion. Yeah.
Brilliant. And if you can eat and drink, what might you be trying to force through that? You know, you're very sort of blistered and very sore mouth.
Well, yes, it's a little bit tender to touch. However, this week I've gone a bit dirty. I went to the Asda. That's what I've got to tell you, and I got some sour cream and onion party bites.
Proper party mix.
Yeah. No, you might think, oh, well, that's not too crazy. Well, you might think so, but then I went proper crazy when getting a drink. And for you old school hot potters, I've got a can of barley gold.
Oh, bit of barley wine.
Now, for you young guns out there, let me just tell you, it rocks 7.4 on the Richter.
Wow. Very warming for these autumnal nights, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I've not drunk it yet, but I think it's going to rip me head off.
You've already had your skin off your head ripped off. So
exactly.
That's going to be fantastic. Right, I'll leave you with the barley wine and the party mix as we move on to the next hot potter. It's the Bob. Bob, what's your name and where you calling from?
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Bit scary.
I'm scared.
Whoa.
It's a bit scary.
Bob, is your wife playing this week?
Oh,
it's Bob!
Oh, there he is.
You just ruined the ending of that film for everybody.
It's even scarier now. Yeah, he's definitely the most terrifying horror character ever.
Do you reckon?
It haunts my dreams. I watched that film when I was 10 or 11 and I've not got over it since. It's just absolutely terrifying. Every now and again, my missus sort of like just terrifies me with this. I've got video footage of her. I'm just sat there playing the piano and she just comes down in a boiler suit as well with this and this. And yeah, I'm absolutely terrified.
She's maybe trying to send you some messages.
Maybe I need to go. Maybe.
So, apart from being Michael Myers tonight, what have you got for you drinking your nibbles?
Oh, I am very excited for my drink. I actually bought, I saw this Northern Monk beer, which was very nice and very interesting. And I put that in your basket. But then I spied this on the top shelf. It's by Brewdog. We've got Hazy Jane. We've got OG Hazy. I don't think I've seen this before. This is Triple Hazy.
Nice.
3 times your haze.
It's 9.5%
On the Richter.
I was gonna do that tonight for the quiz as well, but I thought I've got to put the kids to bed, so there's no way I can do that.
I'm going to be well squiffy after that. I will be fighting Michael Myers myself.
Full fat Brewdog in your basket.
In your basket.
9% Brewdog in your basket.
And just as exciting, it's a repeat, but it's a glorious repeat. Snyder's pretzel pieces.
Oh,
yeah.
Classic. Can't go wrong, can't go wrong. I wonder if Bob will be champion of the ABVs on the quiz tonight. We shall have to see. Right, you hang tight there, Bob, while we speak to another ghoulish member of the band. It's Kenny. Kenny, what's your name and where are you calling from?
How do, cookers? Kenny Poddy here, and I'm from Lancashire.
Kenny,
Thank
can I
you.
say, whilst trying to sound a little bit scary then, you just sounded even more northern. Oh, do, cockers.
Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. As you can see, I didn't get the message till last minute, so I haven't got a costume or a mask, apart from my usual face, which some people might say is a bit
Horrific,
mask
absolutely horrific. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in a spooky location though, so
That Dagobah.
disappear halfway. If I get kidnapped or massacred halfway through and I disappear, it'll be all right.
It looks like sunrise in the forest moon of Endor.
Just Taylor Park, innit?
Taylor, yeah, Taylor.
So, what have you got to see us through our spooktacular tonight, Kenny?
Well, to drink, I've got an Evil Twin Brewing, more or less pale ale.
And what's the percentage on that?
It's a 5% hazy pale ale,
Oh.
Playing at it. He's playing at it.
but it's topical.
Even
Yes.
I've got a 7.4.
And to compliment your evil twin tonight, Kenny.
The classic Halloween trick or treat Haribo worms.
Oh, wriggling.
Yeah.
Okay, you took into your worms and your hazy pale ale while we speak to the last member of the gang tonight. It's Ron. Ron, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, everybody. My name's Dr. Ron Seelan. I'm from Lancashire.
You don't seem too happy about that, Ron.
It's not that I'm not happy, Bernard. It's just that I'm not feeling very well at the minute. I've got a splitting headache.
And I see you're wearing the traditional trick-or-treat outfit of a bin bag.
Yes, it doubles as Dracula and a witch. That's what we all had in the 1980s. That's what our mums, that was the effort that our mums put in. And I haven't got any nibbles this week because obviously I'm not feeling very well. But I've got myself a beer. It's Jaipur, however it's called. But I'll be having that in a bit. All right, so you crack on, everybody, and I'll see if I can just get myself a little bit better.
Okay, cheers for that, Ron.
Would you like to hear some beery facts? Some interesting beery facts
Carry on.
about Ron's beer. So it's by Thornbridge, isn't it?
Jaipur,
Yeah. But Brewdog was founded by James Watt and Martin Dickey. And you say, Kenny, it's Thornbridge. Why are you waffling on about Brewdog? Because before they set up Brewdog, James Watt worked on fishing boats. That's why they call him the captain. But Martin Dickey used to be a brewer for Thornbridge.
Oh,
way.
And he was one of the brewers who did Jaipur.
Wowzers.
well, there you go.
Beery facts, anybody?
Quality all the way through. Okay, so I think we're about ready to kick off the spooktacular quiz tonight. hot pots that are assembled here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hot potters at home watching this live now or whenever you're watching it, are you ready?
We can't hear you.
Well, let's get quizzing.
Question number 1 is, as usual, our music round, and I want to know who sang the 1962 song Monster Mash. Was it A, Bobby Fenton and the Crypt Kickers? B, Bobby Pickett and the Crypt Kickers? Or C, Bobby Valance and the Crypt Kickers? He did the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. But who sang it? A, Bobby Fenton. B, Bobby Pickett. Or C, Bobby Valance/Valance. However one might say it. He did the mash.
That's a tricky one to start.
Well, it's obviously a song we all know and love, and we've sung it many times whilst doing the the
I was
twist.
hoping that the question 1 music question was going to be the Ray Parker Jr. hit Ghostbusters is from which film?
From which 1984?
Ooh, that would have been a good one.
So
I just realised I look like a really rubbish James Caan in Rollerball. That's who I look like right now.
Okay.
Go and look up the Rollerball now. Is there a question about that? You can cut that out, but I'm just saying.
Question number 2. Which spooky film sees Jake Gyllenhaal guided by a figure in a rabbit costume who says his name is Frank? Question 2. Which spooky, eerie film sees a young Jake Gyllenhaal guided by a figure who's dressed in a rabbit costume who says his name is Frank? What do you reckon?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, I've only seen it once. Only watched it once. At the time.
It's one of those that you've got to watch a few times, though, to kind of get your head around it.
Yeah. Oh, possibly. Well, who's to say
Well,
the film that you're thinking of is right? Question number 3 is all about witches. And what did the Scottish Witchcraft Act of 1735 forbid the consumption of? Was it A, sausage rolls, B, pumpkins, or C, treacle toffee? So there's a Scottish Witchcraft Act of 1735, and it forbid the consumption of which food? A, sausage rolls, B, pumpkins, C, treacle toffee.
Haven't we had a similar question like this before?
No option of children.
No, nothing to do with children.
Because witches do like to eat babies, don't they?
They may do.
I'm pretty sure I know the name of the last witch to be killed in Scotland.
You're married to her.
And her name is Isabel Gowdy.
Question 4 is sort of bitter lager, cider, ale and stout, because in some respects it's all of them. But I'm really going to be talking about the jack-o'-lantern. You know, the thing that is the face that's carved into the pumpkin at Halloween.
The Michael Jackson lantern, is that what you're saying?
Sort of, jack-o'-lantern. No, it's said to derive from the Irish legend of Stingy Jack.
Ooh.
Now, who is Jack supposed to have tricked into paying for a massive round of drinks down the pub? Is it A, Jack's brother, B, Satan himself, or C, an Irish witch? So the jack-o'-lantern, the face that's on all of those pumpkins whenever you carve a pumpkin, it's said to derive from the Irish legend of Stingy Jack. But who is Jack supposed to have tricked into buying a massive round of drinks down the boozer? A, Jack's brother, B, Satan, or C, an Irish witch?
Satan! 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 I've run out of breath. Satan! 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 I've run out of breath again.
One for all you Orbital fans out there. Question number 5 is still our crisps round. And in the late 1970s, Smith's Crisps had a horror bags range featuring bags of spooky snacks. Now, which one of these wasn't in the horror bags range? Was it A, skulls, B, fangs, or C, claws? So the late 1970s, Smith's Crisps had a range called horror bags, featuring horrific elements. Which one of these wasn't in that range? A, skulls, B, fangs, or C, claws?
I used to knock about with a woman called Horror Bags.
I think I moved in with her.
She don't watch the quiz, you'll be all right.
I'll set them up, you knock them down.
Boom.
Question number 6 is all about the Lancashire Hotpots. Now then, little Johnny Green can be a horror at times. But in which northern city did little Johnny Green get stolen?
Oh,
Unbelievable.
I remember it well.
Child kidnapping is quite horrific.
I have no idea.
Or puppet kidnapping. Well, all you have to do is think about a northern city in which little Johnny Green got stolen.
It's an unfair question, that, because of course Ron has only just joined the band.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to be around for much longer either, unless I get this sorted. It's drying out. I'm drying out.
It'll be all right.
Question number 7 is We Love the North, and in which northern town associated with Bram Stoker's Dracula do goths gather for a weekend near Halloween? So in which northern town associated with Bram Stoker's Dracula do goths gather for a weekend round about this time?
Northern. UK Northern.
UK Northern, it's a very famous festival.
It's not that famous because none of us know it.
Well, you should do. You all live in a cocoon, which is sort of a thing that horror monsters would do, to be perfectly fair. And question number 8, as we know, is Everyone Loves a Bernard. However, we don't anymore, because this week it's Everyone Loves a Bob, and I'm talking bobbing for apples.
Oh, very good. Right, let's just have a moment of clapping for that. That's lovely.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent prep.
Now, bobbing for apples dates back to the Roman invasion of Britain, when the Roman army merged their celebrations with traditional Celtic festivals. The Romans brought with them to the UK the apple tree, a representation of their goddess of plenty. But what was the name of that goddess? A, Sylvanus, B, Picus, or C, Pomona? So, in a rather convoluted way, bobbing for apples dates back to the Romans. The Romans brought the apples with them, which was a representation of the Roman goddess of plenty. But what's the name of the Roman goddess of plenty? A, Sylvanus, B, Picus, or C, Pomona? Question number 9 is all about the televisions, as per usual. And what is the name of the British private detective television series, which, when shown in the United States, was called My Partner, the Ghost? So there's a British TV series which is called something, but when they're shown it in America, it was called My Partner, the Ghost. What's the name of that TV series? So if it's called My Partner, the Ghost, what is that a short synopsis of the setup of a TV show?
I don't watch telly.
You either know it or you don't.
No. Clue. It's not Taggart.
No, it's not. Question 10 is your pot luck round. And there are areas of Canada where teenagers are banned from going trick-or-treating. Is that true or is that false? There are areas in Canada where teenagers are banned from going trick-or-treating by law. Is that true or is that false? Those are your 10 questions for this spooktacular Hotpots Halloween quiz. It's half time, ladies and gentlemen, so I think it's about time that we all had a drink. It doesn't matter if you're in a tier, as long as you've got a beer. Let's go.
Yeah, mine was a bit. I was getting a bit hot in my.
Yeah, I've got the central heating on, and I'm wearing a bin bag. So if we could move this along, that'd be really good.
Okay. I just pointing out, I'm on the Coco No-Co that I bought from the Lidl.
Ooh.
It's a coconut mocha milk stout, and it's a bit like a Malibu and Guinness,
Oh,
if you like that sort of thing.
weird. This does not taste like a 9% IPA.
And
It tastes very, very, very thin. It's nice.
I'm on the bats and ghosts. Ooh. It's a ghost.
Just, I'll just let everybody. If you've never had a Banks's Barley Gold before, it's only a 330ml can, 7.4%. At a cold temperature, it's quite nice.
You get that from the Morrisons?
No, Little Asda's.
Oh.
Four Barley Gold for £4.50. So I gave it a go. It's quite nice.
Very good. Do you want some answers then?
When you've not got school in the morning, 7.4 is the way to go.
Certainly is. Right, let's get some answers. Our first question was all about the music. It's all about the music. And who sang the 1962 song Monster Mash? A. Bobby Fenton, B. Bobby Pickett, or C. Bobby Valance and the Crypt Kickers? Bernard.
Okay, to use an internet meme from years and years ago. Fenton! Fenton!
Fenton!
Fenton!
Bob.
They all sounded as if they could be those kinds of 1960s kind of stars, but I think Bobby Fenton sounded the most authentic to me.
Okay, Kenny.
I've gone for B. Pickett.
He's gone for the Pickett. And Ron.
Fenton.
Okay, the correct answer is B. Bobby Pickett and the Crypt Kickers. It reached number 1 in the Billboard Hot 100 in America in 1972 and number 3 in the UK charts the year after. Question number 2 was films, and I said which spooky film was Jake Gyllenhaal basically messed around with by a bloke in a rabbit costume who said his name was Frank. Bernard, what film do you think that was?
The only reason I know this is because I used to get knocked around with by a fella called Ian, who was in a band that appeared on the soundtrack of this film. It's Denis Decos.
Okay, Bob?
I remember that incident also. We'll not give his second name just so we don't get into trouble. But it is, yes, it's Donnie Darko.
Kenny?
Donnie Darko.
And Ron?
Donnie Darko.
It was indeed Donnie Darko. Well done. Full marks across the board for the Hotpots. Question number 3 was witches, and I said the Scottish Witchcraft Act of 1735, which I actually looked up, and it is a true thing. It forbid the consumption of what foodstuff? A. Sausage rolls, B. Pumpkins, C. Treacle toffee. Bernard.
I went with the only thing that I thought was hanging about then. Pumpkin.
Pumpkins. Bob?
I went for the least Halloweeny answer, not pumpkins, the treacle toffee. I went for sausage rolls.
Okay, Kenny.
Yeah, I went for the odd one out as well. I couldn't make my mind up between the two actual Halloweeny type things, so I went with the non-Halloween thing.
And Ron?
Yeah, I was going to put sausage rolls, but I put pumpkins instead.
Okay, the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is A. Sausage rolls. And the Witchcraft Act of 1735, it's very informative tonight's quiz, contained a clause preventing the consumption of pork and pastry comestibles on Halloween. The act, however, was repealed. Do you have a guess when it was repealed? It was only repealed in the 1950s. So it is now legal to offer pork pies and sausage rolls to children as treats in Scotland on Halloween. So there.
Oh, the law, isn't it a gas?
The laws, the things they make us do.
Bob?
Yes.
Bob?
Yeah.
I don't want to worry you, but I think there's somebody over your left shoulder.
Nah.
No.
There's nobody there. I'm sat near a wall. It's fine.
I can see them. They're right there.
Nah.
No, your left shoulder.
No, you've had too much of that liquid gold thing, sir. No.
Liquid gold.
Well, if he is on liquid gold, this could be a very interesting quiz.
So in the liquid gold, there he is.
Question number 4 was bitter lager, cider, ale and stout, and I said that in terms of drinks, the jack-o'-lantern is said to be based around the legend of Stingy Jack. So who was Jack supposed to have tricked into buying a massive round of drinks down the pub? A, Jack's brother, B, Satan, or C, an Irish witch? Bernard, what do you think about this particular legend? Where would you put the blame on this round of drinks?
I went with the vaguest of all the options. Irish witch.
An Irish witch. Bob?
Those types of tales always involve something to do with the devil. So I put the devil.
Kenny?
I have no idea, and I went with B, Satan, just so I could do the orbital thing, but Bernard's already done it and ruined it. Cheers!
Stealing your act. And Ron?
Yeah.
Gotta be Satan, hasn't it? Gotta be Satan.
It was indeed B, Satan. Apparently, he convinced Satan to buy this round of drinks and become a coin in order to pay for it. And then Jack put the coin in his pocket, but he already had a crucifix in his pocket, so he tied the devil up. And cutting to the end, Jack wasn't allowed in hell, and for various technical reasons, he wasn't allowed in heaven. So after he died, he had to remain on the earth trapped in a pumpkin. So that's where the jack-o'-lantern is supposed to come from.
But he was brought hot meals every day by an Irish witch.
It was indeed. Question number 5 was crisps, and I said in the 1970s, Smith's Crisps had their horror bag range. One of these wasn't in the range. Was it A, skulls, B, fangs, or C, claws? Bernard, what do you think?
Piece of cake, this one. Skulls with a Z.
Skulls with a Z. Bob with a B?
I think fangs and claws are both easy to make in the 70s out of crisps. So I also went with skulls.
Oh, right. Kenny?
Yeah, exact same reasoning as Bob. Skulls seem a little bit more intricate to get right, otherwise they're just getting blobs, aren't they? So I went with skulls.
And Ron?
I went with fangs, because they're just boring.
Okay, the correct answer is A, skulls. The full range was bats, fangs, bones, ribs, and claws. And apparently one of the reasons why the horror bags were eventually dropped is because Smiths had invented a new crisp slash snack that they were putting their full weights behind, which was the Monster Munch.
The Munch, yeah. They had fangs and claws as well, didn't they? Those were the Monster Munch.
So one of them had to go. Only one could survive, and it was the Monster Munch, and they have reigned supreme since then. So question 6 was the Lancashire Hotpots and Little Johnny Green, LJG. I said he can be a horror, but in which northern city did he get stolen? Bernard, can you remember?
Do you remember the first time? No, I don't remember any of the times, so I've had a stab in the dark. Sheffield.
Sheffield. Bob?
Yeah, it was the same night we had a bit of an altercation with UB40. They wouldn't let us use the lifts to load the gear out. It was Sheffield.
Kenny?
Yeah, it still haunts me today. Sheffield, unbelievable.
And Ron with a heavy heart, what did you put?
It was a 50-50, and I went the wrong side, and I went Leeds.
Oh, it was Sheffield. Oh.
And then he got the Stockholm syndrome. He came back in a Sheffield United kit.
Was that also the night that we had all that trouble in the venue? We got LJG got robbed, and then did we go to Brewdog afterwards just as it was closing and we didn't get in?
I don't think we even managed to make it because we ended up staying behind at the venue for ages, studying the CCTV, trying to find out the culprits. So we didn't even make it. That was a separate, unbelievable Sheffield disappointing story where we they literally wouldn't let us in, even though it was
1 minute after that.
We still love you, Sheffield. We still love you. And we also love the North. And in which northern town, associated with Bram Stoker's Dracula, do goths gather for a weekend round about this time every year? Bernard?
I mean, really, not a clue. I just wrote down York.
York?
Ooh, that's a good
okay.
guess,
That's potentially not a million miles away. Bob?
No, I didn't have any idea either. I wrote down a different northern town. I put Lancaster.
Lancaster.
You always put Lancaster.
No, sometimes.
Kenny?
I also had no idea and completely went random with this one and just went Clitheroe.
Clitheroe. And Ron?
I didn't even listen to the question. I put Scarborough.
Scarborough. Well, it's not a million miles away from Scarborough because it's Whitby.
Oh, yeah.
The famous goth weekend in Whitby.
I don't even know where that is.
One of
right near Scarborough.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
North of Scarborough. It's basically Bram Stoker's Dracula is set there and in other places, so that's where they all congregate. So everyone loves question 8 was everyone loves a bob, and we're talking bobbing for apples, and we said that the Romans are responsible for that because they brought the apple tree with them to the UK, which was a representation of their goddess of plenty. What's her name? A, Sylvanus, B, Picus, or C, Pomona? Bernard, what do you think? How are you on your Greek and Roman gods?
Believe it or not, I'm not very good. However, I do think in another language that I might have learned years ago, an apple was called a pom, or was that a potato? I don't know, but I went Pomona anyway.
Pomona. Bob?
Similar reasons as Bernard there. Yeah, I thought about potatoes and apples and names, and I thought Pomona as well.
Okay, thanks for that. Kenny?
Yeah, I thought Pomona sounded appley, and aren't like potatoes apples of the earth?
Yes, I believe so. That's the pomme de terre.
So, yeah, I've gone with the poms.
He's plumped with a pom. And Ron?
Yep, C, Pomona.
Bum, 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 bum. My Pomona. It was indeed C, Pomona, yes. You were all hunting for the right fruit there, and very successful. So well done, full marks across the board.
It's in there.
Question now was television, and I said, what's the name of the British private detective TV series, which when they showed it in the US was called My Partner, The Ghost? Bernard?
No idea, genuinely no idea. I haven't seen any television programmes where there's somebody dead and somebody alive. So I dug into my historical TV and went with Rent a Ghost.
Rent a Ghost. That's not a bad punt, actually. Bob?
The only thing that I remember that was crime and involved ghosts and partners was Randall and Hopkirk Deceased.
Okay, thanks for that. Kenny?
Yeah, Randall Hopkirk Deceased. I used to really like that when I was a kid.
It was on in an afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Vic and Bob. Didn't Vic and Bob do a version of it as well?
Did a version,
Yeah. And finally, Ron?
Randall and Hopkirk Deceased.
It was Randall and Hopkirk Deceased.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Classic.
What is it? When was it out? What is it? What's
It was in
the 80s.
It's a classic. Classic.
Late
Don't look it up.
60s and 90s as well when Vic and Bob did it.
No. Pointless.
Never mind. You might have better luck
The fellow who played Clytus, was he in it?
No, you're thinking of Jason King.
Ah.
All these ITC series merging into one. Let's tackle the last question, potluck. And I said there's areas of Canada where teenagers are banned from going trick or treating by law. Is that true or false? Easy pickings, that one, Bernard. Which one are you plumping for?
Yeah, the Canadians are mental. It's absolutely true.
Bob?
Same reasoning as Bernard. It's got to be illegal somewhere. I said true.
Kenny?
Yeah, they're a bit. I love them, but they're a bit mad, aren't they? The Canads.
Ron?
Yeah, I went true as well.
It is true. Apparently, Bathurst in New Brunswick bans masks after 7 p.m. and people over 14 are fined for door-to-door soliciting. Those are your 10 questions for a Monday night. How well did you do? Toss up your scores, put them in the box below, and we'll see whether you got more or less than the Hotpots here tonight. Let's have a go. Right, so I'm just going to do my little totalizer here while the Hot Potters add up their totals, and I'll go to them one at a time. First off, Bernard, how well, after a very good week last week, how well did you do this week?
Yeah, I've had a couple of good 3 weeks, and I'm not writing this one off because I think I've still done okay for my standards. Ladies and jelly spoons, I've got 50%.
5 on 10. That's halfway. Whoa, you're halfway there. Well done. Thanks for that, Bob.
I must have confessed I was cheating a little bit because my mate Mike, he was kind of whispering when the answers into me. Respectable 8 on 10.
Oh, that's good.
That's very good. Kenny, what's your score this week?
Got a 9 on 10.
Whoa!
That equals my best effort.
Mega score.
1 off the 10.
And Ron's pulling a bit of a face. What did you get, mate?
5.
5
80%.
That means edging ahead of Bob this week. Kenny is the winner of this week's Spooktacular Halloween quiz. Well done, Kenny. Right, so now I can't remember if Kenny pulls one back to Bob. What the difference? Well, basically, there's a sig
one behind. I think
there's a sig paper in it now. Sig paper.
If I had to change my answer the other week, we would have gone level, and then I would have gone ahead. But then because I changed my answer, I went 2 behind. So now I'm back to 1.
So basically, it's going to be a big week next week. Well, some people would say it's a big week every
week. You're dead right.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Hot Potters. I hope you're getting through whatever you need to get through, and that we brighten up your Monday nights and get you going for the start of the week. So enjoy whatever you're doing this week. Stay safe, and we will see you all very, very soon indeed. Cheers, cockers.